Hello. I'm going to play a game of chess. It's been a long time since I've done one of these streams. I haven't played I haven't done a stream like this in a long time. And actually, I'm not even sure if this stream is working. So let me go to YouTube and verify that I am actually able to broadcast. But I don't remember which account I was broadcasting under. That's going to be a predicament in and of itself. Let's see. Let's see what we have. No. Okay, your channel. I know this is pretty exciting. Okay, it says live now, and let me make sure. Okay, do I have video? Okay, I've got. Do I have my browser up? My browser should be up now, and it should be on chess.com. I'm looking at myself in the browser window. Okay, now I see chess.com is open. I'm gonna go ahead and let's do one more thing. Let's see title times. Pop out chat. That's what I want to do, so I can make sure I can watch the chat room in case anybody should happen to stop by while I'm playing a game of chess. Tonight, I am enjoying some Russian Standard with orange juice. This is my third glass for the night, though I did take a bit of a break. I actually I started drinking at around 1 o'clock today because it was Friday, and I took half a day off work, although I ended up working after I took the day off. But I went to the bar and I had a couple drinks, and then I responsibly took an Uber home. And now this is my third drink, but this is rather strong. So anyway, we will see how the chess game goes. Full disclosure, I mean, I've been continuing playing chess. I've actually been playing a lot of Lee chess, and part of that is because you can play anonymous games. And for some reason, I don't get quite as emotional when I lose a game if I'm playing anonymously. I don't know. I haven't been able to explain it, but that's just the way it is. Whereas if I play on chess.com under my Addy and Stereo account, I get very emotional when I lose, especially when I make stupid mistakes. Since the last game that I actually did a live stream one, my game probably has not improved that much, if at all. I don't think it's deteriorated, but I don't think it's improved either. But let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. It's been a while, as I said, it's been a while since I've actually played on chess.com. I'm going to do a 30-minute game so that way I can talk to whoever's watching and, take my time with my moves. And hopefully we can find a good game. Hopefully we can find a good opponent. Joe is in the chat room and he says, I can barely hear you. So maybe let's see if I'll turn my microphone up a little bit. Let me know if that's better. All right, so my opponent, I believe this has a name, this spot. I'm going to put my bishop here. So one of the things I've been doing lately is I've been getting my bishop, my kingside bishop, and my kingside rooks out really quickly so that I can castle as quickly as possible. And I've actually found that that's actually improved my game a little bit. I don't know if it's improved it a ton, but I have noticed a markable difference. Whereas before, I would go ahead and I bring this rook out, and I bring this one out, or I'm sorry, this castle out. No, that's the castle. This knight out, and that knight out, and I would just take my time before I would castle. And I don't know. As I said, I've noticed a difference since I have. Joe says I can barely hear you because I'm listening to two streams. Okay, well that's fair. That's fair. All right, so my opponent's attacking this pawn. Let me defend it. So far, this is a pretty textbook standard opening. Kind of hoping he tries to push something here so that I could put an outpost on this square, but it's a little wishful thinking. But I can go ahead and castle now, which is fine with me. We will castle. I hope everyone is having a fabulous evening. It is a little chilly here, but in the Washington, D.C. area, but it's actually supposed to be warmer. It's supposed to be near 70 this weekend. So, take that global warming, whatever that means. All right, so he put his knight here. I wanted to push up to here. If I go here, he takes, I take, he takes, and then I take. So that looks like a good move to go ahead and move my pawn over here to the d4 square. Because then if he takes, yeah, let's do that. So he captures, I capture, he captures, I capture. What have I gained? I guess I really haven't gained anything from that. We're still even, but about the only thing I've done really is put my queen in a bad spot. So, okay, that was a bad move, but I don't think it was a bad move. It just wasn't a good move. It definitely wasn't a great move, but it was the move I took, and it's the move I did. All right, so now I need to get a link to my stream somehow. Let's see. Okay, here we go. There, because I'm going to send it. All right, so now they're stalling. Okay, so now he wants to threaten. So if I take this, he takes back, and then I just go ahead and pin his knight, which I think is what I'm going to do because my bishop wasn't involved in the game, wasn't involved in this little gambit anyway. I could pin his knight now. Let's see. If I pin his knight now, here, if I move my bishop here, pinning his knight with his king, he takes, I can capture, and he can't do anything. He can take here, I can capture, he captures, and then I capture. So the question is do I want to pin his knight and then see what he takes, or do I just want to be aggressive and take? I think I want to be aggressive. Yeah, I think I'm going to be aggressive. So I'll take, he'll take. No, I don't like that either. What to do? Again, there's nothing that puts me in a clear lead. I mean, no matter what I do, I'm just kind of there. There's nothing going on. I'm not getting up any material by doing anything. I'm just going to go ahead. Damn it. Okay, I'm just going to take. Sometimes in life, you just got to jump at it and take. So actually, now that I'm looking at this, he might want to take with his knight. No, he took with his. So if I take, then he takes with his knight. I take with my bishop. He takes with his queen. I lose a piece. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and pin his knight. Now he might take this, in which case I'll take probably with my knight. I don't know. I can't decide. It's difficult. But again, neither of us is up in air. We both have each other. Both have a pawn of each other. So there's not a lot going on right now. And another problem I've run into is when I play these like long 30-minute games, or I've actually been playing a lot of 15-minute games a lot. I still have this tendency to just jump into my moves. I still just like my opponent goes. I have thought about my move for the past 30 to 45, 60 seconds that my opponent took, and so I'm like, okay, well, that's the move I want to make. And I don't even think about the consequences of what my opponent has just done. And that's something that like, it's a habit I would definitely like to get out of, at least in these long games. All right, so let's see what he's doing. That's a good move. I could just take his knight. So if I take his knight, he recaptures. No, not like that. So I take his knight, he recaptures my bishop. I take his pawn. I haven't won a pawn because then he just recaptures with his bishop. What to do? Yeah, I didn't really do myself any favors with this. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to lose the bishop. And then now I can recapture this pawn, but he'll just take the pawn. It's a game. I do have a nice check here, but how can I? So maybe if I can move my knight here, that would be a good outpost for my knight because nothing is immediately threatening it. If I can move my knight to e5, move my rook over, then I could have a discover check and possibly get some material. Let's try that. So I'm also attacking this pawn here. Creo que ya no quieres hablar, te dijo hacer tus cosas. No, that's not true. Pereces ocupadas. All right. He's probably aware of the trap I'm trying to set up. It's actually a very, it's not as though it's a very sophisticated trap. It's actually very easy to see. I haven't looked at this player at all. Let's take a peek. Let's take a gander. His name is Karbaev 88. So he's a much younger person than I am if he was born in 1988. Okay, that flag. Okay, I like guessing the flags. What is that? That's like a blue and yellow or gold flag. I don't know what country. It looks like Sweden, or it's not Sweden though. It's like some Nordic country. I'm going to say it's like Luxembourg or something. Ukraine. All right, I was close. I was in the general continental area. All right, so he's guarding this. He's guarding this. He's guarding that. He's guarding that pawn. I'm going to move my rook. Oh. So I'll move my rook over, creating this, basically claiming the E file. I don't know if I don't think I like his queen move. I'm not a big fan of that move that he just did because that makes his it doesn't No, it does make his queen was vulnerable before. This keeps his queen vulnerable. And it also brings her out prematurely. If he really wanted to guard this, he could have simply moved his bishop here. All right, so I've won the queen. I am going to win the queen. Let me make sure the only way I can win the queen is just moving the knight here. He'll be in check, actually, so maybe I won't win the queen. No, I'm going to win the queen because even if he blocks with the queen, I'll still take with the rook. I'll lose the rook, but I'll gain the queen. All right, let's go ahead and do that. And this is generally when people at this level, like they're good enough to recognize that they've screwed up and that they've lost their queen, but they're not good enough to have the confidence to carry on without the queen. So I would not be surprised if he resigns at this point. Or if he just lets the game time out. That's another thing. Okay, so he's carrying on. I'm getting ready to check him again. Taking his queen. He'll recapture with the bishop, of course. All right, so kudos to Karbaev. What is his name? Karbaev 88. He's for the time being at least, he's carrying on with the game. Just because I'm up a queen doesn't mean that the game's over. I still got to be careful. I think I'm just going to go ahead and capture this pawn with the queen. Just want to make sure my queen's not vulnerable. I mean, he could do a check here, but I don't know. That doesn't give him anything. This bishop's actually pinned, his light squared bishop. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and capture here. That should be good enough. But like I said, I don't know that my game has improved very much. I was thinking about taking a few lessons from a couple of people. I don't know if I want to do that. The one person I want to take lessons from, he's very expensive. It's like $150 for an hour. And of course, he recommends you do it every week or every 2 weeks. And I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money on chess. I would like to get better. And I do think that some instructional help would be beneficial. I think that having an actual, coach or tutor or whatever you want to call it, I think that would be good. But I don't know that I want to spend $150. I remember a long time ago, not a long time ago, it was maybe 3 years ago. It's 2017, so almost 3 years ago. I spoke to this guy in Venezuela and actually had like a short lesson with him. And he was $50 an hour, and in the short lesson, I enjoyed the lesson, and I found it to be beneficial. All right, so he's come down threatening my queen. Let's see. Now I have a check. I can check here. He can't. He would have to move his king. Would he? Would he? Is that a true statement? Would he have to move his king? He can block with this knight. So he wouldn't have to move his king. All right. Alternatives. Again, this is where I want to breathe. I want to take a step back before. I mean, because like my first thought, my instinct was to go right here. Was to just get my queen out of harm's way, but then he would just bring me down. He would just bring this down fork. That's not a good idea. Yeah, because if I move to the e3 square, he brings his pawn down. So he's gonna win the knight. I don't need that shit. I don't need him to win the knight. Okay, let's see. I think I want to do the check. I want to see how he reacts to the check. And that's another thing that about playing at this level. Not that I am of any better level than, but one thing I've noticed from the difference in instructional videos and like tutorials that the computer gives you and actually playing is that you can kind of there's a psychology to this that the computer instructions just don't give you. And sometimes you can kind of guess how your opponent is going to screw up. And if you can accurately guess how they're going to screw up, then you can take advantage of that. So I would like to get my queen over here to a4. And then let's say he just does something. Essentially, because what I would like to do then is move my knight to b5, threatening this bishop. And he wouldn't be able to capture because then I would just take his rook. So let's do that. Go ahead and check him. See what he does. But again, I give this guy credit. Okay, so he blocked with the knight like I thought he might. So the knight is of no threat to me. So I'm going to go ahead and... So I want to make sure if I move my knight here and he takes, is it safe to take? And it is, because nothing is guarding that rook. So we'll go ahead and do that. Now he may just push, which is fine because then I'll still win this bishop. I really would like to get this bishop into the game, my dark squared bishop. It's just kind of hanging out, really not doing anything. It is doing something pretty critical, and that is blocking this rook. So I would like to, somehow get it into the game. So not sure what's going on the internet tonight. Normally, when I would do these videos, I would check to make sure that there were like a handful of people to make sure that I would make sure weren't broadcasting. Now tonight, when I did this, there was only one person to make sure I wasn't broadcasting, and actually, that's Joe. And I thought, well, of course he's not. It's 8:30. He's probably asleep, but he's actually not asleep. At least not as of like 15, 20 minutes ago. But I was like, well, of course, he's probably just like passed out. Okay, so he moved. All right, so he moved the bishop there. I can win. I think I can win this rook. So if I take, okay, so I'll get to the bishop. He would probably take, in which case I have a discovered check where I can win this rook. I think I'm going to do that. Let's look at that again. Let's examine that a little bit closer. So I take my rook, I go up and capture this bishop. One or two things are going to happen. He's either going to not recapture the rook, which is great for me because then I've got a free bishop. If he does recapture, he can only recapture it with this knight, exposing this diagonal. So I move my knight here with a discovered check. He moves his king somewhere, or oh no, he can't take with this. He can't take with this because I've captured it at that point already. So what? All right, one more time. I take, he takes. I do a discovered check, and he cannot capture my knight. Not that it matters. He couldn't capture my knight because it's my queen that's actually blocking him. Can he block with my queen? Or no, can he guard his king by threatening my queen? Which he can't, because the only way he would be able to do that would be with this bishop, but the bishop is going to be pinned. So I think it's a good move. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and capture this bishop. Oh. Okay, so he did what I thought he would. So essentially, I'm going to win this rook. But he called a rook of mine, so really I have won a bishop because I'll win this check. And this is actually a double check because my queen is checking him, my knight is checking him, which means, and he's resigned. He resigned. I don't know why he resigned at that point. Well, probably because at that point I would be up a queen and a bishop, and it was just kind of hopeless at that point. So let's go ahead and okay, so that was Karbayev 88. Thank you, Karbayev 88, for the game. That was a good game. You stuck in after losing your queen, which I commend you, because again, a lot of people just they lose their queen and then they give up. They just throw their hands up in the air and say, I'm quitting. I'm done. I'm finished. So, all right, let's analyze this game really quick. I like to get a grade. I like to be told how well I did or how well I didn't do. And generally, it's how well I didn't do. And this game, I did exceptionally well at a 97.9% accuracy. Look at this. No missed wins, no blunders, not even a mistake. I had one inaccuracy. And let's retry that right now. Okay, so here, where were we at in this game? At this part of the game? What did I do at this part? This was where I moved my knight. Okay, and again, this goes back to what I was saying earlier, where you can gauge the inexperience of your opponent better than the computer can. Because I said, if you can rewind the video if you don't believe me, I said I was going to move my knight here so I could move my rook over to create a discovered attack, basically to create a discovered check so maybe I could win his queen. And that is exactly what happened. And I stand by this move against the opponent I was playing. Now, had I been playing somebody who was like, even, I mean, what was Karbayev? Karbayev was a 1,000 rated player. So even if I was playing somebody that was like 1,200 rated, 1,300, they probably would have seen right away if I moved my knight here that I was setting up some type of discovered check. They definitely would have seen once I moved my rook. They definitely would have seen that. Anyway, point is, the computer says that was not the right move to make. It says it was an inaccuracy. I'm going to guess that the computer says I should have taken this pawn. The computer is usually aggressive, or I mean, and maybe the computer's right. I don't know, but that's how I generally think of it. I generally think of the computer as being aggressive. Like if the computer sees an opportunity to take a piece, then it usually recommends that you take that piece. Here, I see the opportunity to exchange pawns. I think the computer probably wants me to exchange a pawn. Nope, that wasn't it. Surprisingly enough, that was not it. That was a mistake. Okay. All right. Then if it doesn't want me to take the pawn, it probably wants me to check. And it probably wants me to check with the rook. Yep, that was it. All right. So it wanted me to check with the rook. But that was my only inaccuracy according to the computer. But again, I stand by my choice. I won his queen, which ultimately led to me winning the game. I stand by my choice. Computer doesn't know diddly squat. It doesn't know shit. I mean, it does. It's really actually a much better chess player than I am. But in this instance, I was right. All right, I'm going to play one more game and then call it a day. So that was a 30-minute game. And this is another thing about chess.com I'm not really crazy about is like they have the 30-minute option and the 10-minute option. I liked the 15-minute option, which was one of the reasons that really drew me to Lichess, because they had a 15-minute option right there. Now you can do it. You can do it here. How do you do it? Okay, 15-10. So that's actually a really good option because it makes the games, you really don't run into any time issues, and at the same point, and at the same time, you're not going to be playing the game for 2 hours. So I think 15, add 10 seconds. I think it's pretty good. So again, I'm just going to continue with normal development, try and get my knight out. He's trying something funky. I don't like that he brought his queen out so soon. But again, I'm just going to go with it. I'm not going to panic. Just going to prepare to castle. All right, I've castled. And his development is shit. Okay, so he's trying to be smart. Okay, again, do not get overconfident because I don't know what he's got in store. All right, so I think. Oh shit! No, I didn't want to do that move because now he's going to bring. That's exactly what I didn't want to do. Mother effer! I didn't want to do that move. I want that move back. He's going to win. He's going to win the rook. That's fine. All right. This was just a disaster. This was a total disaster already. I'm not happy. I'm very unhappy. Sigh. I don't know what to do at this point. I mean, look at this. I'm gonna resign. I'm gonna resign and I'm gonna try again. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. That did not go the way that I'd hoped it would go because of that one mistake. So we're starting over. We're starting over from scratch because it's always a good idea to quit when you're down. All right, so what's this guy doing? He's just, he's not doing anything special. All right, prepare to castle. He might bring his pawn. No, he only brought it down once. It's fine. All right, again, the pace was going boom, 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 boom. You go. I mean, I gotta be calm. I gotta take my time. It's a 15-minute game. I mean, it was a 15-minute game, and I've built up like 30 seconds. So I mean, I just gotta be calm. Take my time. All right, so he's pinning my knight. He might try to capture it. I'm not too concerned about it, really. I mean, I would like to move my pawn up here, but I can't because that knight would be part of the plan. I could push my pawn up. And again, I could push my pawn up, hoping he would take the knight, but he's probably just going to push back to h4 if I do that. But I don't mind that so much. I still don't mind pushing the pawn up. Let's do that. And again, I expect him to do this to push. Yeah, he did exactly what I thought. Okay, so I need to make a mental note that that knight is still pinned, and that's fine. It's nothing to be too concerned about. It's just a pin. It's not a big deal. You will get over it. You will live. So here I'm trying to free my bishop, maybe bring him over here to the G whatever square. All right, so now he's definitely attacking. All right. What can we do here? He's definitely attacking this. Definitely taking advantage of the fact that I'm pinned. I can't move here because then he would just take my queen. That knight might be a goner. Well, it's not necessarily a goner as much as I'm just going to have to, I have no choice but to open up my king. Because if he takes, whoops, no, not that. If he takes, I take, he takes, I take, but now the G file is exposed. But that's not terrible. I mean, I can get around that. I've gotten around it before. I've played games where I've lost that protection. I don't like that this knight's here. I think at this point I might just pin this knight and see what he does. I think I'm going to go with that. Let him do whatever he's going to do with this, but I'll have this pin. So that's fine. And he does exactly what I thought. Now, generally, I don't know. Okay, what's this? Wait a minute. All right, so he's just trying to push my bishop back. I mean, I could push it here. But actually, I think I might do that because if I push it to h5, then he pushes down, then I can push here. And that gives my king a little more cover. It gives my king more cover, but it also occupies my bishop. Huh. That's a tough one. Go here, here, no. I think I'm going to do that though. I think I'll push down. He'll probably push down with his knight, and then I'll go here. He still hasn't castled. Right now, he's ready to castle kingside. Does he really want to weaken his kingside guard that much? Maybe. Maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he's just that much of a badass that he just, he's like, my king is tough as shit. I do not need to guard my king. My king can do whatever he wants. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm curious to know. Okay, so it's kind of terrible. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's difficult being right all the time. I suspect I'll go here. He at that point might push again. I'll take. He'll take. I'll take. Something like that. Let's go here. I expect him to bring this pawn down. Is there anything going on in the chat room? No, that's fine. That's fine. I haven't done it, like I said, I haven't done these videos in a long time. That's a good move. So he's reinforcing this pawn, which that push is coming. That push is coming. But that leaves this guy. No, he's guarded by the queen. But my knight is out of the picture. I can push up. He takes. No, it doesn't win me anything. Thinking about maybe bringing my knight back over to a e7 for reinforcements that would guard the bishop here. It would also create a block for this. It would also get rid of that pin that I have currently, though that would leave that pawn exposed. That pawn has nothing guarding it right now. A poor little pawn. I kind of feel bad for pawns sometimes. All right, what to do? I don't know. I feel like I've already lost my confidence in this game. I mean, I'm not gonna abort it, but I just feel like I've already lost my confidence in it. So I'm not sure how to handle it. But you know, you can't lose your confidence. You gotta persevere. You gotta push through. I would like to get my queen out of this pin. There's just not a lot of places for her to go right now. All right, I'm just gonna move my knight here. The thought being take him here, but that all that does is just, ugh. So that was actually a really bad move because now he takes my knight. What do? I capture his knight and he brings his queen here, just eyeing this pawn. That pawn is really weak, and that's exactly what he did. All right, so he's going to bring his queen here. I mean, I could take this pawn, threatening his rook, but I don't think he really cares. I wouldn't care. Oh. Well, that's a stupid move. That's just dumb. I mean, oh, he's preparing for this. All right, well. He's going to create the pressure here. If I go here, let's look at this move for a minute. If I take my pawn to f5, he takes. Oh shit! I can't do that. My queen. No, that would be terrible. What a horrible idea. That's like that episode of South Park where Mr. Adler decides he's going to kill himself. It's the episode, Richard, I'm a pilot, and Mr. Adler decides he's going to kill himself, and so he gets on the table saw. And he's like, goodbye, world, goodbye. But he's going feet first. And it's like, and then he realizes, he's like, whoa, that would have hurt. Of course, like that's exactly what this move of moving my pawn up would be like. Whoa, it'd be like going feet first through a table saw. Like, I don't want to do that. But this queen is coming for this. And I can't even move my king because if I move my king here, he's going to move the pawn down. No, but if he moves the pawn down, I take with this pawn. He takes with that. Ugh. I'm going to do that. Because then that would lead to offering a queen trade, which at this point might be my best bet. So let's say he comes down with his pawn. I take. He takes. No. All right, that's not what he's doing at all. I mean, I'm not even like, that's just like, I'm not even concerned about that move. It's just like, what? Now suddenly you're concerned about your B2 pawn? Like, really? Of all the things you have going on right now, you really want to talk about your B2 pawn? Ugh. I'm not going to bother going to C5 because then he'll just, if he comes down, I go. He goes. But then that opens up this pin, which could be intriguing. All right, let's do that. So here's my thought. Let's say he comes down. I I take, he takes. Oh, Jesus. This guy's the worst. I don't like him. I mean, even if I go here, I still own this. Okay, fine. I'm doing it. I'm going to go there. What are you going to do? You're going to bring this. You can't bring that guy down. You can't like bring him all the way down in one move. Jesus, fucking morons. And that's exactly what he's trying to do. And I'm going to meet him. I need another drink. I need more drink. That's what I need. All right, what did he do? Okay, well, okay, that's just a stupid move. It's just a filler move. I need to get my queen into the picture somehow. I mean, this guy, he is mounting a great attack, and he's just not taking advantage of it. He moves that pawn down, and I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. So with that thought, how can I take advantage of that? How can I create a problem for him? Is the question. I'm thinking I move my queen to d7. So if he does move this pawn down, I move my queen. I can take that pawn, eyeing this bishop, and creating a lot of problems for him. So that's what I'm going to do. I think he played this poorly. I feel like this pawn move should have been done 2-3 turns ago. I don't know why he's hesitating on it. And he might have. Okay, now I've got to start paying attention to the time. I'm at 7:49. I don't know. Time could be a little. It could be becoming a thing. It could start getting a little hairy. Maybe. So for the astute viewers, I have a different background than the last time I did a video. I have since moved. I purchased a house. It's actually much more house than I need. It's just it's a big house. It's a lot more house than is really required. What else has happened in my life? I got a cat. I got a new cat. Not to say that I had an old cat. I had a cat before and she died. All right, let me see. So if I take, he's just going to take with his queen. I mean, okay. You know what? No. And if I don't take, he's just going to bring that. So I'm going to let him go. He's going to bring the queen down. And that's fine. I want to bring a rook over here. I just don't know which rook. I think this rook. Well, both rooks right now. No, excuse me. Both rooks are kind of useless right now. I think I'm going to bring this rook. Simply for the fact that he is furthest from the action. I'm also thinking about this move, pushing my pawn up. Okay, I got to think about time. If he takes... all right, let's just do that. Let me try and get this file under control. I'm going to try and get the E file. Now, he had a great move. That was his move. He didn't need to move this rook. That was actually his move, and I would have been in serious trouble. But that's not the move he made. So is there still hope? Is there still a chance? If I push up, he pushes down. No, but okay, I don't want to continue to give him that move. That's still a move he has. I got to watch out for this bishop. So I would like to guard this. How can I guard that? I guess I can guard it by putting myself back in the vulnerable spot of this. So he takes, I mean, he's got a lot of attackers on that square. I think I'm going to do a kind of a kamikaze move and push up. Because then he's going to take, I'm going to go over. I'll probably take with this one. No, he can't take with that one. He'll have to take with that one. Okay, let's examine that really quick. We got to do this quickly. I push up. He takes. And if he takes with his pawn, I actually don't think I'm in a bad spot. All right, let's do it. Let's go. We're doing it. We're doing it. There's no stopping us now. All right, he did exactly what I thought he would do. He, let's see. Okay, so, and then all I need to do, wait a minute. How do I want to play this? If I push up and then he takes my bishop, it's not terrible. It's not the end of the world if he takes my bishop. He's up 1 right now. I still might be able to pull this off. Because look, if he, oh crap, okay, I really got to worry about time. Okay, if he takes my bishop, I come into here. And with my rook already eyeing his king, all right, we're doing that. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. You can't stop me. You can't stop me. And actually, since his pawn is not a threat to my king, if it's right there on top of it, it's actually a buffer. It's a cushion because he can't take his own pawn. All right. Oh, this is exciting. This is good. This is okay. And this is exactly what I was talking about. So even if he moves his rook or his queen there, he can't capture his own pawn. And the pawn is stuck right there. Now, granted, I can't go to either side of the pawn, but the only way he could do that is if he somehow sneaks in. All right, we're going to do this right here. Is this what I want to do? I really need to think about time. I do have this move as well. He would have to move his bishop back, which, okay, I'm going to do this. Because I'm thinking if I push up, he has to move his bishop here or either to B3 or A2, which leaves open this pawn here on D3. And then that just leads, oh dear, what happened? Okay, so we simply take. That was not a good check. I disagree with that move. I do not think that was a good check on his part. Well, if I take, wait a minute. If I take, he's guarded with this. He comes down. I go over here. It's going to be, this might be the end for me. Oh, no, I can't go over there. I am forced here. I'm forced to G8. So let's see. So if he takes, I am forced to go here. Oh, that was checkmate. Well, that solves that. Where was the... Oh, crap. I didn't see the bishop. Oh, man. That game. Oh, I could have won that. I know I could have won that. I could have won that game. I could have done that. Oh, Jesus. All right, I'm going to make another drink, and I'm going to play one more game. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a drink and play another game because that was pretty good. Even though I lost, I actually still highly enjoyed that game. So I'm going to fill up my cup with ice cubes. Ice cubes falling on the floor. Let's see. Now my cat is coming because my cat hears ice cubes falling. Here we go with can't really see it with the lack of light, Russian standard. I'm gonna pour myself a healthy little share of that. And then when I drink, I like to be healthy because I like to drink vodka and I like to drink orange juice. And in that way, it's almost like a breakfast drink. You can argue that you can't afford not to drink it because it's healthy. It's got tons of vitamin C, and vitamin C helps fight off infections and colds, and it's really good for you. And it probably helps you fight cancer because anything good for you helps you fight cancer. And so you need all the help you can get. All right, we're going to do one more game. Now, I did start feeling a little bit of time pressure on that game. So I think this next game, I'm debating between I think I'm going to go back to a 30-minute game. I know it's going to be long. I'm going to do one more game at 30 minutes. I'm going to do a 30-minute game. So let's go ahead and get that. We'll find another 30-minute game. And here we go. Okay. I didn't analyze the last game, but that's fine. I don't like to analyze my losses. We are playing Michael Maxim. It's like Michael Maxim, like Mike Headroom. What was that? Max Headroom? I don't remember what his name was. That guy from the 80s. You know who I'm talking about. Max Headroom. What was that show? Max Headroom. Drome. I don't remember. All right, I don't know what this guy has planned. He's gonna recapture, and that's fine. I'm not too concerned about it. He's capturing with the queen. It's probably the stop. So let's see. So he's not going to go here. He could go here. I could chase his queen away. Let's chase his queen away. Let's see what happens if I chase his queen away. She's not going to go here. She might go there. She might go to... I feel like this guy is going to be a dick and try to keep the queen out because he's just... Okay, no, he put it back. He was like, okay, well, you came out to play. I'm putting you right back. So we'll do this. Yeah, we'll do that, preparing to castle. Another thing that I've wanted to do in my games as of late is, so you see this bishop here is prime for a pin. And a lot of players, what they'll do is they'll push up the side pawns to stop that exact move. Like this guy just kind of did, I guess. So now I can't go here. So that's probably what they call, and I always giggle at the word, a prophylactic move. So, but anyway. All right, well, castle. That was my intention, was the castle all along. Max Headroom. He interrupted an episode of Doctor Who once. Was it Doctor Who? Or, yeah, I remember. Wasn't it like a Chicago broadcast? Specifically a Chicago broadcast. Okay, I got to be careful because if I just go here, he goes here. I got to put my knight somewhere. Let me think. Or do I want to... But the thing I fear about moving my bishop here to b6 is that suddenly my bishop's out of the game. I mean, he's not really out of the game, but he's like all the way over onto like the side of the board. I'd like to keep him more centered. I don't want to put him on d6 because then that's blocking the pawn and I can't get my light squared bishop out. I could move him to e7. And that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. But he doesn't really, I mean, at least where he's at, let's say I do move him back to b6, then he kind of owns this diagonal. If I move him here, if I move him to e7, then he owns this diagonal, which isn't as good of a diagonal. Huh. But I think that's probably the better move anyway. Because again, it keeps him more centered. I'm going to do that. Take him back to e7. All right. So Michael Max Headroom 44, which I'm going to assume that he was born in 1944. Well, okay. Now something down. One of the lessons I did recently was all about outposts and about putting your knights on good outposts. And this right here is oh no, it's not a good outpost. It's not a good outpost because that guy is guarding it. If that guy was not guarding e4 would be a good outpost because outposts are kind of defined by squares that pawns specifically can no longer attack. And a pawn can no longer attack e4, but e4 is being guarded. Well, let's go ahead and free this bishop. Maybe setting my sights on putting my bishop here to threaten his queen, which will probably just lead to a bishop trade. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Max Headroom. I remember I didn't watch that show as a kid because it actually kind of freaked me out. It was a really weird looking. I didn't like it. It was bizarre. He's given me a pawn. I don't know if he realizes that he's given me a pawn. The question is does he know he's given me a pawn? And this again is where the computer would probably disagree with the move I'm about to make. Actually, no, it might. Because I don't think he realizes, or at least when he made that move, I don't think he realized that he was giving me that pawn because I don't think he realizes that the g4 square is actually guarded by my bishop. So in my mind, I want to keep that a secret by taking with my knight. And then he thinks, oh, I can take with my queen. And no, you can't. So let's go ahead and take with the knight. But I suspect the computer would recommend I take with the bishop. That's just a guess. I don't know. What is this guy doing? What a jerk. Now, I'm almost tempted to just go ahead and sacrifice this knight since I am up. Wait, how much am I up? I'm up a pawn. No, that would put me down. No, let's just go ahead and just bring the knight back, I guess. Actually, he could have taken my pawn. When I made that move, so if we go back a second, this pawn was open. He could have taken it with either the knight or his queen because I would not have recaptured. So he missed that. All right, so now he's trying to be a jerk. Oh. Now again, this outpost is actually looking even better because now the outpost is guarded. This threat is annoying, but I'm tempted to just let it go. Let's see. If I push up with the pawn, if I push here, he takes. I could take. What if I push up and then he takes and then I just take? Then he takes and then I take. All right, let's do that. Push up with the pawn. All right. So what did he do? So he took, and that's fine. Now, wait a minute. Let's see. If I take here, he could take my queen. I would have to capture back. He takes here, then I take there, and we're okay. So, okay. That's fine. He might take my queen. I don't know. We might. All right. So he's just being a jerk. Now, I am threatening his rook. And that's fine. Queen trade. See if he didn't even see that I was threatening his rook. So thank you for the free rook. All right, so he's trying to push down. So I'm going to piss him off. I'm going to go ahead and threaten the knight. The knight will move here, I suspect, in which case I'm going to move my rook over to pin his pawn because I know he wants to push this pawn down to threaten my knight. All right. I don't mind the queenless games. They're less complicated. Actually, I think I do a little bit better without a queen. I'm not 100% sure of that statistic. I might just be making that up. Maybe. Wait, I'm doing a video. Maybe, let's see. I'm distracted now because my girlfriend came down. Let's see. Bye night. Hong Nam. All right. Bye night. Okay. All right. Back to chess. Back to chess. I think I'm tempted to take this guy. He takes. Actually, I might take with the knight. Because then I'll win. I'm already up 6 points. And when you're up material, the best thing to do is just to continue to collect material. So if I take with the knight, he recaptures with the bishop. I take with the bishop. I've won the pawn. I'm suddenly +7. So let's do that. Now, if he doesn't recapture, okay, so he is going to recapture, and that's fine. Oh wait, I didn't. He's going to capture this, and that's fine too. Maybe. Let's move a rook out. So if he takes my bishop, I'll recapture with a check. I mean, I'm really far ahead. It's all right. So I don't know what he wants to do. I'm tempted to just move my bishop here to pin that bishop, to pin his knight. Okay, no. I can't pass up this. I got to take this because he can't move over because I've got these two files locked pretty well. He's probably going to move over here. Yeah. And at this point, I think is when I will move my bishop to do this pin. Maybe. I think so. I think that's probably a good idea. But let me see if there's anything better. So I've got both my bishops, actually. And I could keep harassing his king and move him there. He could go there. No, he can't go there. He would have to go here. No, I'm going to do this pin. I'm going to do this pin, at least for now. All right, and boom. I mean, he might try to take this pawn. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and take. Let me make sure. I might be able to win. Let's see. If I go here, he could still go here to guard this, in which case I could go here. I got to be careful because I could get a back rank checkmate if I'm really sloppy. But my goal is to win this rook without losing one of my own rooks. If I go here, he'll just take. And I can't recapture because then he would just be able to recapture. So I do not think I'm going to be able to capture that rook without losing one of my rooks. If I was a better player, I probably could, but I'm not a better player. So I'm going to go ahead and just take the rook like that. And even so, I still have 2 bishops and a rook compared to his knight. So, what am I concerned about? And at this point, I could just start collecting material. Let's see. He's probably going to go, yeah. And that's what I thought he would do. But we'll just go here. Like, no, if I keep the bishops stacked, that creates a wall. So if I move here, then I've guarded this diagonal. Wait, I've guarded that diagonal, and I've guarding that diagonal. So and actually that diagonal and that diagonal. So he can't move any closer to me if I just go here. Is that correct? That is correct. And I don't know if Gators is still listening, but I don't think they ever caught that guy that interrupted that broadcast. Was it Doctor Who? I thought it was the news. And it was like in Chicago. And it was actually like, it was like twice. It wasn't just once. It was like twice that he did it, like on 2 separate nights that whoever did interrupted. All right. So this guy wants to be a jerk. That's fine. I don't blame him. He's got to go to the left. He's got to go to the E column. He has no choice. How can I get rid of this? How can I get rid of this knight? I got to create a fork of some type. First the news with no audio, then Doctor Who. No, yes, because no, he played a song when with the audio. There was a song playing, wasn't there? Or no. I don't remember. I'm getting confused. Okay. Well, I'm back to the game. I could go here for a check. I could at least win this. I could just take it now. There's nothing stopping me from taking it now. No, I want to be annoying. Let's do that. I remember the Max Headroom guy saying something like, we are... He talked about himself as in the plural. The first person plural. First person, yeah. And Gators, you would know. What were those things called? The radio stations that played the repetitive sounds? Sounding stations? No. Beacon station? I don't know. Sounding stations. No. Repeaters. I don't remember what they were called. They had a name. You know, that the Russian spies used to communicate, or that spies would use to communicate across international lines. No, not random number stations. They had something like number station. I think they were just number stations, actually. Let's look that up. Number stations. Yeah, number station. Numbers stations. Pretty sure that's what they were. They were pretty freaky. All right, this guy, he's been sitting here a little bit. He may just, no, I thought he was going to abandon the game. Kudos to him. I'm going to win this night because I'm going to do a discover check down here, and then boom, the knight will be mine. It's not as though he can use the knight to block, so he has to move his king, in which case I will move this, and then I'm just going to start collecting pawns at that point. And maybe start moving up to eventually queen something. I could be clever and try to kingmate, checkmate with 2 bishops, but I feel as though I'm a little drunk to do that. So I think my best bet at this point is just to maybe get rid of that pawn and just push this one up. But there's always the fear of him just abandoning the game, which is a very real possibility. I don't even think I looked at this guy's name. Oh yeah, Michael Headroom. Oh, what is that flag? That no. It's not India. Is it India? No, I think that's Pakistan. Am I playing a Pakistani? That guy might be from Pakistan. No, what is that flag? Okay, so it's I don't know. I can't really tell if that's green or red. I'm gonna guess it's red, just from what I know about flags. Maybe? I don't know. Red, yellow, and black. It's not India. I think it's Pakistan. Egypt! I was close. Again, I was close. It was in the same general area of the planet. I was close. All right. So he is not, he's not giving up. I mean, you know, he's still, let's play with him a little bit. He'll probably go here. Which actually, if he does go there, I think that's checkmate. Yeah, that's checkmate. So really, that would be a bad move for him to go there. He should either go to h4 or g3. Anything else would probably be checkmate pretty quickly, I think. The numbers stations. I remember Gabe and I playing those on our show. And there were some sounds that I remember there were just some that were just really freaking creepy, with like the children toy box making noises and singing songs. And all right, this should be checkmate here. No, it's not checkmate. All right, where can he go? All right, he's making this difficult. He can go here. I think that's the only place he can go. All right, that's fine. I'm just going to keep him contained. Oh, I've got to be careful about a stalemate. If he pushes down, I got to be careful. If he pushes down, I come over. He pushes down once more. I push down, then that's checkmate, and it's not a stalemate. Okay. All right. He might be trying to trick me into a stalemate. Don't want that. And that's exactly what he's going to do. So, but he has a valid move. He has one more valid move, which is this. And at that point, I've got checkmate. So, thank you, Max Headroom, for the game. It was a good game. We traded queens, and I somehow pulled it off. So since I won, I will go ahead and analyze this game, because for some strange reason I don't like. Well, it's not a strange reason. Of course, I don't like to analyze games I lost because I don't want to relive the defeat. But it really would be most beneficial to analyze the games I won. All right, so on this game, I had an 88.6 accuracy, which is a solid B. In some institutions, that might even be a B+. Whereas my opponent, Max Headroom, had a 36.1, which is obviously a complete failure. He's just a total failure, which is probably why he lost the game. Wow, I had 3 missed wins and 1 blunder. Now, of course, if you look at him, he had 8 blunders. I want to know what these missed wins were. A move was missed that would have won material or the game. All right, but why does it only give me 1 retry? All right, let's look here. So this was early on in the game. What did I do here? I think I just moved my knight back is what I did. Now, I see probably what the computer is going to suggest I could have done was probably move my knight here for a check. Maybe. Which if I had moved my knight there, that could have set up something interesting by moving if I moved my bishop to h4, that would have set up an interesting move with my knight to f2. So let's see if that's what the computer suggested. And that's exactly what the computer says I should have done, because I am a big fat idiot. And there it goes. Yeah. Analysis. So I just want to run through this game really quick. I'd like to see where the computer says I screwed up, because it said I had it said I had 3 missed wins. Where are these missed wins? Okay, so let's see. So I moved, what did I do here? Okay, that's when I took a pawn. I remember that. B to D3 was best. Why? Why was B to D3 best? Oh, I don't know how to use this. Wait. How do I use this system? Okay, missed wins. Because the king, and okay, this is another thing. So, all right, let's go back to that for a minute. Let's go back. When it does this analysis, and the computer, it might have a point. Like, it very well may have a point that going to D3 was the best move. But the reasoning that the computer uses is that, well, you know, had you gone to D3, then your opponent would have obviously gone to D2 or whatever it says. Whereas, no, that's like a best case scenario. That's assuming that my opponent would have made the best move, which in this case, you know, Max Headroom only made the best move 36% of the time, or I guess that's what that means. So no, you can't. There's a certain psychology that comes into play when you're this crappy at chess, and the computers just don't do justice with it. They aren't able to compensate for that, and I think that's actually kind of a not a problem, but that's something that somebody who's a lot smarter than me could explore to actually make a really good chess engine for learning. Because one of the things I found about playing the computer in chess is, even if I try to fiddle with the settings of how good the computer is, it always ends up that the computer is either too stupid or way too good. There's no, I have yet to find a chess engine that can really give me a game where it doesn't either just make completely stupid moves or just doesn't completely annihilate me. And that's why I play people, because when you play people around the same, rating as you usually get matches that are appropriate for your skill level. So I believe I began the night at what was that tonight? That was 2 victories and 1 loss, or 3 victories and 1 loss. I don't remember, but I think it was a good night. It was a good chess night. No, I don't want to play again. I just want to look at my profile, if I could do that. All right, chess.com is not being cooperative. All right, I'm done looking at max headroom. Where's my profile? So let's see. Tonight I played. Okay, games. There we go. Oh, I played 4 games, and we had 2 wins and 2 losses. Yes, because the 1 win was the one that I abandoned very quickly because I just completely I made that mistake, which was not my own fault. I literally just fat fingered the move. It was I will go to my grave saying that I did not mean to make that move. It was not my fault. But I literally ended up 17 points lower tonight than when I began. So thank you, chess.com, for that, because even though I won 2 games and lost 2 games, did I break even? No, I didn't break even. I'm down 17 points. So fuck you, chess.com. And thank you for watching. I hope everybody has a wonderful Friday night. I'm going to go watch a crappy horror movie on Netflix and enjoy the rest of mine. So thank you, and who knows when I'll do another stream. So long. Goodbye.